Is it time? I think it's time. Yes, it's time. Zach, it's time.
No.
We're live. We're live.
No.
We're live.
No.
We're live like all over the place. Boy, I love this thing that we use. I mean, because we're live, like on our personal Facebook pages. We're live on YouTube. We're on the radio station pages. We're even on Twitch. We're on our Twitch channel. Kind of makes you twitch thinking about Twitch. Yeah. So, we talk about random stuff, so this is perfect for that. But, I mean, I hadn't seen you in a few days because I've actually been working from home. Not that I necessarily had to, because, I mean, the roads weren't terribly bad that I couldn't have made it to work, but we're set up. I mean, we've got it all set up now where we can all do our shows from home. So I was like, you know what? It gives me extra time to work on our websites and update the school closings lists and all that stuff, and it saves me some driving time. So,
see, I don't have anywhere to do a show at my house. I have my kids' closet, but then I have to fight Iron Man piggy banks, bow and arrows.
Can you just
Beyblade stadiums?
If you knew you had to do it, could you just force them to sleep on the couch in the living room, and then you just broadcast from their room? You'd have a lot of toys and stuff to play with.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I will tell you though, the one time that I did do my show at home, I had several people check up on me because they thought that something was wrong.
Yeah.
Because I was trying not to wake up my 9-year-old and 5-year-old because I'm, as you know,
you're whispering.
I'm pretty loud. I'm pretty loud in the morning.
93.1 Katy Country.
Yeah, here in the studio, I'm knocking trash cans over. I'm throwing things around and drumming on things, but it's a little different animal when you're trying to do it at home, at 5 o'clock or whatever time we go on the radio.
All right. Good morning, Cindy. Hope you're doing all right. Staying safe out there.
Cindy, quick.
So the thing about the snow, okay, so I don't want to see what happened. Usually what happens in North Texas and Southern Oklahoma when any of the meteorologists start talking about snow in the forecast, it's like snowpocalypse, right? I mean, they end up, they scramble to the nearest store. They buy up every little thing that they possibly can.
Everything.
Yeah, and so I'm like on the fence here. It's like we need to talk about this thing because it is happening. I mean, Tom Miller says, and Steve Lenore and everybody from KXII, the National Weather Service, all of that. I mean, they're saying that we're going to get probably more snow than we've seen in a long time. They're showing close to a decade, being colder than it's been in a decade and more snow than we get. So Robert Lance says 37 inches of snow. I think that's a bit much, but I don't know. Maybe.
Hey, I will say this though. As everybody may know, I love Tom Miller. I wanted to be him when I was going to school at Callisburg.
Yeah, you did.
And Tom Miller is very conservative when it comes to his weather forecasting. If a weather model says 37 inches of snow, he'll say it'll probably be around 10 to 20 inches of snow. Tom Miller this morning told me on the radio show 2 to 6 inches. Okay. And if Tom Miller is saying that, then that means the forecast models are probably going 6, 8, 10 inches.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying he always errs on the side of caution. Now, I'm not saying we're going to get 10 inches of snow, but what I'm saying is we could easily get 4 or 5 inches.
Yeah, I mean, and what are we going to – because here's the thing, all right? This is the National Weather Service. This is the actual graphic that they had up on their website talking about the fact that we'll have the winter storm watch in effect late Saturday night into Monday afternoon, and they're saying
God.
3.
Get the bread.
I know 3 to 7 inches of snow, which actually for around here, I mean that is quite a bit of snow. It's not something that we're used to. Maybe Southern Oklahoma, parts of Ardmore, up in the Arbuckle, they're probably more used to it than we are, especially here in Sherman, Denison, and the North Texas area of all this stuff. But I mean, it's significant. So how do you get what you need without overdoing? Like that crazy snowpocalypse. We the moment again you say snow and people freak out. Totally freak out.
According to the National Weather Service, that is located in Justin Wood's house, we're getting 4 to 8 inches.
Right, 4 to 8 inches. Yeah.
Justin Wood, with
depending
all
on how cold it gets.
Yeah. I'll just leave that alone. But yeah, Justin Wood, all his computer models
Yes.
He's saying 4 to 8 inches. I don't know. It's so funny because Tom Miller, he's talking about 2 to 6 inches of snow, and then you see the model behind him on his green screen and saying like 8 or 9. And you're like, wait, what? So, but what he said this morning is that that there could be a likelihood that winter storm watch move into a winter storm warning.
Yeah.
But they would do that like Saturday night or whatnot. All I'm saying is, Dave, is that this is a guy's dream because it's Valentine's Day on Sunday.
Yeah, I know.
So
we can't do anything, honey. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
We're
the roads
stuck.
are treacherous.
Can you just make me a sandwich? It's
Yeah.
I'll be fine. No.
Whoa.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that what you can't say that anymore?
Well, no, it was like that one time that you told me that joke about that's why women's feet are smaller. It's because they can get closer to the kitchen sink.
Don't get me internet canceled for something I didn't say. What's wrong with you? Come on.
Oh man. But yeah, that's the perfect excuse. It's snowing outside, babe. We can't go out. Let's just do ramen noodles.
Anybody that knows my wife knows what she would do to me if I actually looked at her. I just mentioned it, and she just walked in.
Oh, no, she's listening.
It's a joke. You know it. You're more likely to say. You're more likely to tell me. See, I'm having that. See, you see what you did, Zach?
Dad, it was just a joke.
You're more likely to tell. See, I'm like stumbling now because I'm totally got caught.
No.
So you're more likely to tell me to go make you a sandwich because I'm the one that does most.
Oh, we lost Dave. Danette's killing him. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
Yeah, I love you. I love you. It's Zach loves you too.
Oh, bye. I love you. Sorry.
Okay, so that right there is one of the bad things of working from home when she's at home too.
Dave's like,
I can't get away with anything.
There's 37 inches of snow on the ground. I'm getting to work, dang it.
Yeah. She would send me out to go get her stuff. Yes, Athena, I am. And Athena knows Danette too. I'm telling you, that's not good.
People would just slow the hell down. They'd be okay.
That is very true. I mean, and that's the thing. It's like you see all the people out there and they don't realize it. They're like, well, I got a 4-wheel drive. Well, you know what? A 4-wheel drive isn't going to do anything for you if it's not actually touching the ground. That's anyway.
Yeah. Well,
so Mary Hill Hogue here says that have to get the milk and bread for what? It's like if you were actually stuck in I guess milk and bread lasts quite a while, but it's like if you get stuck in I've always wanted to ask the people who live up north and get stuck in their houses for like months at a time with all this stuff. It's like you get the milk and bread, but does it go bad before you use it?
No, you just put it in the back of the fridge. You just turn your
stick it outside. Are you kidding? You just put it outside. It's cold enough.
I tell you what, though, I'm gonna be sitting in my backyard this weekend, and I won't even need a cooler for any of my my daddy drinks. I'll just stick it in the ground,
Yeah.
So it's that cold. You don't need a koozie or anything like that. So
no koozies necessary.
No, you don't need anything like that. The wine is going to be chilled because it's 17 degrees. Let's see. Okay, hang on a second. Robert Lance. I'll still be going to work Monday. Bills don't take bad weather day.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well,
hey, this is the reason why we're essential, Dave.
Is that we're not essential?
Well, what
we do is not essential. Yeah.
This is not. What we're doing right now is not essential.
We help share information that's important, but other than that, I mean, essential. No, I mean, we need the doctors and the nurses to be able to get there. It's just. It sucks when we have to deal with this kind of stuff. Now, the good news is that because it's President's Day on Monday, most of the local school districts, they're going to be out of school. So we don't have to worry about kids or buses being out on the roads because of that. So there's that.
By the way, I just got a text from my pastor, Dave. He says that he's available for marriage counseling.
Yeah, I may. Somehow she left. So.
Okay, we're good.
But I have a feeling she's still watching. So like it's delayed. So if I say something now, it'll be like 2 minutes later. She'll walk in here with the teacher eyes.
They're always
anyway. Yeah. All right. So Cindy, I have a great story I got to tell you. Okay. So back in the day when I used to do like mobile DJing, and Zach, you know this, used to do mobile DJing and stuff. I did this game show thing, which was a lot of fun. I always enjoyed doing that. Well, I got a chance to go up to Wisconsin and do a game show for them up there, and I'd never been to Wisconsin or any place like that. And I stopped on the way up there to look at a snowmobile because I'd never seen one in person. I'd only seen one like in TV shows and movies. And so the guys at the shop, at the snowmobile shop, thought I was crazy, but I was like, dude, look at my plates. I'm from Texas. I've never seen a snowmobile in real life. I've got to check this out. I was like, can you crank it up for me? I want to see they always say it's really loud. I want to hear what it's really like. And yeah, it was really loud. Absolutely. Why are you laughing at me? Would you not do the same?
No.
If you went up north?
Because my pastor really just texted me and said, just give me a time. I'll be there.
Can we do Zoom marriage counseling? Her in one room and me in the other, please? Me in here, she's out there.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry.
Man, you did that. You did that to me we're going into a long weekend and now I've got to spend 3 days and she's going to look at me that way. She's going to look at me that way every time I go in the same room with her now because of you.
Well, thanks according to the 37 inches that apparently we're getting, and maybe even longer. No, I'm sorry. It just made me giggle. No, I need to. I don't know. You know that I love my friends at Classic in Texoma, so I wonder if they got a snowmobile that they can let me use for 10 days or whatever we need here.
I know they take a lot of trades, but I don't. I guess anybody who has moved from the north down here to Texas should keep their snowmobile. Apparently, from what we're seeing. Okay, so it's funny because you're bringing up the National Weather Service, and of course me as being an amateur meteorologist and a Tom Miller wannabe. That's who I refer to a lot. But I saw the National Weather Service said there's a 50% chance that Red River counties, which is us in Texoma, get more than 4 inches of snow. Okay.
Okay, so that is. I mean, there you go. I mean, and of course, we're probably going to have 100% coverage, with Snowpocalypse 2021. We're in 2021, right?
I think.
I think it kind of still feels like 2020.
Yeah, it's all just,
It's all just a blur.
All together.
That's pretty stout. Did you see some of the snowfall estimates for Oklahoma City?
No. What is that?
Yeah. 12, 13 inches.
Well, see, that was the actual, I guess when the models first came out, that's what I saw here for our area was like a foot of snow. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I was like, have we ever had anything? Now, when I lived in Enid, Oklahoma, I remember that. I mean, the big drifts of snow and all that, because that's just prairie land, right? I mean, there's nothing, there are no hills, there's nothing out there. So I remember being out of school when I lived in Enid, where we would get out of school and there'd be a lot of snow there. But since we moved to the Durant area and then further south, never had that problem again. Yeah. So that would be insane. And it's not like we aren't already seeing snow, right? Because, I mean, Athena here was talking about that they had some flurries coming down in Durant this morning. And you mentioned in Sherman.
Oh, it's still happening. I think it's
still happening.
Flurries.
Oh, is it really? Okay.
I think we got moderate flurryage taking place currently, Dave.
Weird. Okay.
Hey, am I able to share my screen?
Yeah, you should be able to.
National Weather Service stuff. I just wanted to show you what the Norman office is saying about.
I was only looking at Fort Worth updates, so you might look at the Norman stuff.
Let's see here. All right, hold, please, hold. All right. So, do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, for anybody who can't see it, so this is
full screen that.
Can I full screen? Dave, you're asking me to do a lot here.
Yeah. I meant put it up there. There you go.
There you go. All right. So the National Weather Service, of course, saying once you get in the Oklahoma City metro area, 8 to 12 inches. But for Ardmore, Durant, Kingston, Medill, Tishomingo, between 4 and 6 inches. So that's what they have here. And then, of course, if I back out, you see the dangerous wind chill. For Sunday through Tuesday.
See, that's what I'm talking about. See, look up there, Enid, Oklahoma, -25.
Yeah, I mean, this is just insane. I mean, even Ardmore, -14 wind chill Sunday through Tuesday morning. I mean, this is just absolutely just nuts. Of course, we're talking about the snowfall forecast. But yeah, I mean, in Oklahoma, I don't think they're ever going to get back above freezing. Like they're going to end
Never.
up. This is absolutely insane. As I'm going back and forth between the National Weather Service offices, but this is what I do. But yeah, that was that graphic I was telling you about. Let's see, I'll bring it to full screen here. Yeah, so DFW Metroplex, a 70% chance of 2+ inches of snow. Red River counties, it's the same. And of course, a 95% chance of more than 1 inch along the Red River Valley. But not only are we talking about snow, but I mean, you got hypothermia issues, frozen pipes, frostbites. I hope I don't have any pipe issues at my house. My landlord.
Didn't you already have that?
Oh yeah.
Was it because of the cold, or was it something else?
No, it was because I have a 9-year-old that eats a lot of food.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, by the way,
Sanford.
I have a pretty funny story about that too, which is kind of disgusting and embarrassing all at the same time. But this is, dude, the winter weather. I know that we have some flurriage happening right now, but they're even saying Saturday night there's a light sleet snow mix possible.
See, and that's going to be horrible because here's what's happening. Everybody is like, okay, they're trying to plan their Saturday so that they can still celebrate Valentine's Day. And so they're like, all right, they're all checking the forecast. They're all trying to figure out, okay, when do we need to go do like a Valentine's Day breakfast instead of a lunch or a dinner or whatever on Saturday. So like every place in Sherman, Denison, and Durant is going to be like 4-hour long lines, everybody trying to eat out for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
On Saturday morning. So yeah, that'll be.
And we still may have some patchy freezing drizzle issues tomorrow, according to the National Weather Service. But you know, honestly, Dave, the real big story here, I know that we're supposed to get like Snowmageddon, a whole bunch of snow, but the National Weather Service is just going on and on and on about this record cold.
Yeah, because and people don't realize it. We're not used to this kind of cold. I mean, you and I typically, the fact that you're in a long shirt means something. The fact that I'm in long pants means something. You know what I mean? I mean, that means it's cold. It's really cold. I mean, we're talking negative temperatures and stuff. And like my sister-in-law lives up in Minnesota, and they're like used to this. They send us pictures of, all the snow, and they're just kind of stuck at home, and they're just used. Like, we're not used to this. We don't. And the problem is that unlike, and here's where the Yankees tend to make me mad, is that they're like, well, you people down in Oklahoma and Texas, you don't know how to drive. No, the problem with our situation is that most of the time we end up with a really nice foundation of ice. Where up there, it just gets cold enough where it just snows. And so it gets bad. It gets a lot of snow. But we end up with that ice problem. And that's then on top of that, then you add the snow. And so it just causes more problems. So everybody likes to make fun of Texas and Oklahoma because we shut down but there's a reason, because we get more ice than we get snow. So that's one of my pet peeves, Zach. One of my pet peeves are my friends up north. Just don't know. I do know how to, but nobody knows how to drive on ice. Nobody. Yeah. Not a single person knows how to drive on ice.
Dave, look at this. Okay, so on the screen right now is the lows for Sunday night and Monday night. Yeah. These are lows. This is not wind chill, okay? Monday night, lows ranging from -1 to 8 degrees. And the 8 degrees is in the southeastern part of the National Weather Service Fort Worth office, region that they cover. So look at that. 1 degree in Sherman. And I even heard Tom Miller saying probably basically the average temperature would be 0.
You know what? And I guess my concern, everybody's talking about the pipes and stuff. I totally agree. Pipes and homes. And I mean, our pipes aren't used to that. Now, I'm not a plumber, obviously. Maybe we should get on the phone or get somebody from one of our advertisers who do, plumbing and that kind of work. And just like, what are the different? Do they do something different with pipes up there? I guess they put stuff on it. I mean, they have insulation around pipes more there than they have to here.
Yeah, I think they treat them kind of like pets. They just bring them inside.
Yeah. Well, I think the pets. You don't want pets and flowers and plants, I guess is what they usually say. But those pipes the houses around here really aren't designed to deal with that kind of cold.
Yeah, I don't know. I rent, man, and there's a reason why I rent, because I have no idea. I mean, this is coming from the guy who tried to work on his car and the car fell on him.
Fell on his head, yeah.
That's why, and every time I say the words "car fell on my head," this side of my head starts to hurt again. Let's see. Cindy says they are put deeper in the ground. So maybe, yeah, I guess that would.
So the pipes are, yeah. Well, I mean, even the ground temperature, though, gets cold.
Mm-hmm. Hey, can I tell you my funny pipe story?
Please.
Okay, so
is it funny or is it sad?
It's just this would happen to me. So my landlord and his wife are absolutely amazing. We are so blessed to have them as our landlord. And I felt so bad because a couple of nights ago we were having some issues regarding, like flushing the toilet and like a bathtub, and it's just like wasn't draining properly. Like, what the heck is happening? So I called him and he's like, I'm gonna come over after work. So it's like 25 degrees, like on Wednesday night or whatever. And he's like, I know exactly what the problem is. I'll be able to snake it out. We'll be good to go. So he's digging in the backyard, and I'm holding one of those, what is it, like a mag light flashlight? I'm holding that for him. And he gets down there to where the opening is to snake out. And dude, I'm telling you right now, it was like a Snickers bar just floated up to the top. It was just swimming there, and I'm like... It was disgusting, but then it was also hilarious because I'm just like, well, that doesn't look like mine. But yeah, and I felt bad, and I was just like, oh, sorry, dude. And he goes, no, this is just how it is. But yeah, that happened to me.
Hey, sounds like your kid needs poop fix. Ha ha. Oh,
sorry. It's almost like you listen to our radio stations.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
I hope. So, do you have any plans for Valentine's Day?
I mean, we're on the stations,
and your personal one too.
Yeah. I probably can't get.
You don't have to get specific. You can just say yes or no. You have plans. Like you actually planned something special or nice.
Dave, there are plans.
Okay.
I got some folks coming in to play Careless Whisper on repeat for 14 hours on Sunday.
That'll be
It'll
nice.
start right after church on Sunday. Yeah. If the weather's okay.
If the weather, yeah. If you're even able to have church on Sunday.
Yeah. And so no, I think the plan, here's what the plan was, Dave. The plan was to cook steak.
Yeah. Well, you got that green egg thing.
I do, and I love it. The problem is if there's blowing snow, I don't know how much I'm going to love reverse searing a steak, because now ever since, all right, so Phil Jones taught me the reverse searing method of how to do the steak, like on the grill, and I will never go back now because it's amazing. Do you know what the reverse sear method is?
No idea. You'll have to explain it. You're into this barbecuing thing.
Yeah. So, and I'm a big time amateur. Like I still mess up and all that. And there's some people out there like Ian Oden and Phil Jones and Josh Doherty and all these folks that like do it, and they're absolutely amazing. But by the way, Ian Oden, you need to bring back your mustache. You know who Ian Oden is? He works for the Sherman Police Department. He's their motorcycle cop.
Oh, okay. All right.
But he had this mustache going. Now he's starting to do the goatee, and I'm like, no, you need to bring that back. So if anybody knows Ian Oden, tag him in this video and says, as Zach Grantham says, to bring it back. But anyways, reverse sear method is you cook it low and slow at 225 degrees, 200 degrees, and you get it to like a little bit before the eternal temperature where you like it. So if you like your steak at medium and you want it at 130 degrees, then you get it to about 115, 120. Then you get your grill as hot as it can possibly go. So I'll get the big green egg up to like 600 degrees, and then you put it on 1 minute on each side. Then it's done. It makes it look gorgeous. The inside of it is absolutely just delicious, but then you got kind of like that crust on the outside. It's amazing. So that was my plan for Valentine's Day. I don't know what I'm going to do now. Now we may be getting some Domino's pizza delivered to us if the delivery driver can get to our house.
So I'm already in trouble, thanks to you, Zach. So I might as well just bury myself completely. So because I've been working from home the last few days and dealing with all this other stuff, and we haven't left the house or anything, I have nothing planned. I never got a chance to stop by the store. I never got a chance to order it, and nothing. So I am completely and totally unprepared. And now, thanks to the weather, I'm going to get the evil eye for the next 20 years or however long.
But you got a gift or something, right?
No, I'm telling you, I'm like so far behind because of everything. Yeah. It's like one weekend we were helping our kids move because, back into school and do all this stuff. And just like the normal days that I would have to go to a store or to make it just totally out of the mind. So, yeah, anyone want to send me something like last second? I'm going to have to find a local CVS or something and see if I can find a stupid teddy bear, because I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to be that husband this year. I have completely and totally failed miserably, and I admit it.
So what you're saying is that you probably won't be on the air on Tuesday, right?
It depends on how much my jaw hurts from being smacked around a little bit for being a horrible husband.
Oh my goodness! Well, yeah. I planned ahead, Dave, and so that's what I did, and I'm actually so excited about my gifts for my wife that I really want to give them to her today. But I guess I can just wait a couple of days. Pam has a good idea. She'll be happy if you clean the house. Give her a day off.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about how it works for you and your wife, but my wife and I, we don't have we help each other out with doing a little bit of everything, but obviously I do the yard and, she kind of handles the laundry because I'll turn all the white clothes, pink because I'll, accidentally throw some red in there. But yeah, you can do some, I don't know, back massage. I mean, if you want, we can split up the time that I have the saxophone player playing Careless Whisper.
And then just have him come over and play for me. Yeah.
Come over to your place.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Man. Yeah, I'm a horrible, I admit it, I'm a horrible husband.
Well, don't worry about it. You have this excuse now. Built-in excuse.
Do I?
Apocalypse.
This is an excuse.
2021. No, you didn't know.
No, I did. It's not like Valentine's Day is a surprise. It comes
up on people. It's not like it. I mean,
it does not sneak up.
It's not February 14th every year.
Man.
Oh.
I don't even know. And then President's Day on Monday. And the good thing is that, we're off on Monday too. We get the day off. Some people have to fill in for us, but yeah. Well, I wonder what it'll be like the rest of the week. When is the temperature supposed to go up again? When will it melt off? Because, if we get 12 inches of snow, will it be next weekend before we can get out and about again?
So Tom Miller told me today that they were hoping for Thursday, but now it's looking like Friday.
Ouch.
I'm telling you, dude. All right, so this is what my phone says. Saturday, 32. Sunday, 19. Monday, 12. Tuesday, 19. Wednesday, 30. By the way, 50% chance of snow on Wednesday. Thursday, 30. Friday, 39. But, Dave, you know how this is. A couple of days ago, it was supposed to be 35 on Tuesday. Now it's 19.
So, wait. So you're telling me that there's a potential that Danette won't be able to go to work next week, and I'll be stuck here, and I haven't gotten her anything for Valentine. You're telling me I'm going to be stuck in this house with her for a week? How big's your couch?
Yes. Well, I mean, it's a good sized couch. I mean, it's kind of like the ones we have here in the studio.
I'm worried about myself now.
Well, I'm like Cindy Quick. I'm kind of wondering about this whole this Valentine's Day fiasco you got going on.
She likes steak, so maybe I can take her out for steak today.
Telling you, dude, it could be Valentine's Day weekend.
Yeah, it's just like all fun times this weekend. Here's some popcorn. I had this planned the whole time. Get some movie theater popcorn because she loves that. Get her some steak today.
Yeah.
Before all this happens.
Exactly. And then you can head up to the Midway Mall and take her on a shopping spree to Mervyn's, California. Well, I'm rooting for you, dude. I hope it turns out well. But the thing is, Valentine's Day weekend, my love for you is not just one day.
Maybe she didn't get me anything either. And then I can say, oh yeah, well, you don't love me either because you didn't get me anything.
Dude, I hope you spent like thousands of dollars on you. Because that would be great.
Shut up, Zach.
$100, Dave.
Shut up, Zach. Don't jinx me, man.
Poor Dave.
Don't do that. No.
I know. Let's see what Courtney says. I'll be spending Valentine's Day with my munchkins. I guess she's talking about her kiddos.
Yeah.
I was going to be on the road because he's a long-haul truck driver. Oh, yeah. So think about this. The truck drivers, the post-men and women, the post-women. Is that right? Post-women's? Post-womans? All these people that deliver the mail and the packages and stuff and are hauling stuff around, they still got to be out in this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you and I at least are in the studio.
Yeah, I got to come up with something now. She has a lot of like frames, picture frames and stuff in here. I wonder if I could just like wrap one of them up like it's a new frame. It's like, here for more of your pictures. You think that would work?
Yes. Yes. Go to Lobby Hobby and just get one of those with like the stock photo.
Look, my love, I got you a Mickey pen. A Mickey pen. Happy Valentine's Day. This is you. No?
My 5-year-old.
Notice that she already has one?
My 5-year-old would crap his pants if he had a Mickey pen. He loves Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
She has
a hot dog song.
It's like she does have a lot of stuff in here. She probably forgets what she actually has, so I could probably give it to her something again, and she'd never even know.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll be all right, Dave.
Because chances are she's already logged off of this. She's not watching anymore.
There's no chance of that. There is no chance of that. She's watching all of this.
Yeah, laser eyes on her screen right now. Like, oh, yeah, buddy. I understand now. You don't love me.
I wonder what Stan Smith's doing.
Oh, no.
Oh, no!
Busted again. Oh, she's watching. Great.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Athena, I am digging, aren't I? But again, I doubt she got me anything, so nanny boo-boo.
Well,
I'm sticking with that.
I just got a text from Chief Zachary Flores, and he says that they're gonna station somebody near your house to make sure you're protected.
Yeah, they're gonna have to.
And hopefully it's Ian Oden, and he'll bring you some barbecue.
Can I do something bad like jaywalking in downtown Sherman or something? Just get picked up for the weekend and just have a nice, comfortable jail cell there at the Grayson County Jail.
We can make that.
I think that would be better than me being stuck in this house for a week with her and me not getting her a Valentine's Day gift.
Let's just say we can make that happen. I mean, I have every so often I have police vehicles in Grayson County that know they're by me, and they flip on the reds and blues for a second just to say hello. Oh no!
She's not even gonna let me. She's not even gonna let me get arrested to get away from her. Great.
Oh my gosh, dude, you're gonna be you're gonna be in trouble.
I think I'm gonna lock the door to the office here, so I don't have to.
So, in that mansion that you have in Fink,
yeah, right.
Do you are you on the second floor or the third floor?
My quadruple.
Your quadruple?
Mm-hmm. No, I'm just on the other side of the living room. Why? I'm afraid she's gonna like bust through the wall like the Kool-Aid Man here in a minute. It's like, no.
Oh yeah, like Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah, right.
Well, I just didn't know if you could like block off like one story of your mansion in Fink.
My mansion? No, afraid not. My quadruple wide trailer is not big enough for that. Sorry.
There's a quadruple wide trailer.
I just put 2 double wides together,
And just knock out the walls.
Just knock out the wall there. It doesn't take a whole lot.
Dude, that's actually a great idea. Like, if you were able to
just takes a
2 double wides together.
Why couldn't you?
But then you would have like the mom and dad house and then like the one for the kids.
Right.
And then you could like knock a door through it. And then if you ever need to move it, you just.
Did you text Stan Smith?
I did.
Yeah.
He's excited. So
is he going to hop on here with us?
He's going to.
Okay.
So
speaking of which,
boy.
There he is.
Boy. All right, hang on here. Look at that.
Look at that. I am here.
How are things at News 12, Stan Smith?
Oh, I was just in a 20-minute meeting about snow just now, so it's electric.
All right, what's the latest, Stan Smith? Because we've had unconfirmed reports here.
Yeah.
Our meteorologist that we have
37 inches. Yeah, 37 inches.
37 inches of snow.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
All right. I want to leave the prognostications to, Tom Miller, Steve Lenore, Tom Hale, those guys. But, I always root for them to, make sure their forecasts are right, because that means they're doing their job and they're accurate and everything. And they do an awesome job at that to begin with. But I think what will happen is that, it's probably going to be a pretty big deal. And so that's why we had to just spend 20 minutes in a meeting just now, just talking about, like what to do, because we've got two people who have grown up in areas that have had deal with this daily, or not daily, but frequently where they're from. But us Southerners, we don't know what the heck's going to happen. So that's why we had to talk about this for so long.
And isn't Skylar Spindler, isn't she from Lincoln, Nebraska or something?
I think so. Yeah. She wasn't in the room, but yeah. So she's
Des Moines, Iowa or something.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. She knows about that for sure. One of them was Craig. I know I brought Craig up to you guys in the last couple of days.
Craig's awesome. What's Tom Miller doing right now? Is he at the is he at the forecast area? Is he in the weather center currently?
So this is the studio right down there.
Whoa! Behind the scenes, full disclosure.
Green screen.
I don't see him anywhere. He might still be on his little lunch break, but if I see him, I'll ask him all the hard-hitting weather questions that
Wait a second. There's a snowstorm coming in, and they're letting Tom Miller have a lunch break?
No.
Maybe it's not a lunch break. Maybe
he's
somewhere else in the building.
You need to go check on him, because, people around here in Texoma, they tend to get a little upset a lot of times whenever people start talking about snow. And so you got to make sure that they're not kidnapping him and trying to make him change his forecast, because that's how it works.
Yeah. Tom Miller he can change the forecast. He is the weatherman, so that's why
it's his fault. Yeah. Anytime there's bad weather, it's always the weather guy's fault.
Always his fault. Yeah. But maybe, I don't know. I hope he's around. He's got a lot to talk about for sure.
Yeah. So who's been put on milk and bread watch at the local stores? I know some. You've got some reporter who's never done a story in their entire life, and all of you are snickering behind their back by you sending them out there to watch people as they pile up the milk and bread. I know you're doing it. It's hazing. It's TV style hazing. I know you're doing it.
You're going to send somebody over to the Flamingo Bingo.
Flamingo Bingo.
We did have a reporter go out to the grocery store, I believe, yesterday. And you're right. We did have somebody do that. But as far as we might do the same story again today, because it's definitely going to be more prevalent today than it was yesterday, for sure. So I don't know who that may be. I'll pass the word down to whoever's downstairs.
Huh. All right. Sorry, I had to block a user because apparently
they're doing. I noticed they're like, "Hey, get your money." No, don't think so.
I'm trying to, go in there and figure out the number and text it, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, this is probably a spam.
Yeah.
All right, so we're actually off on Monday, but you have to work.
You do.
I do. Now you may have seen me on the TV out in the cold, and just talking about how cold it was, and people were, just like, oh godly, I feel sorry for that guy, but. Yeah. At least I'll have snow to talk about, fingers crossed that I've got something while it will be fun in some sense. It's also going to be a little stressful, but we'll see how it goes. But that's going to be my duty potentially every day next week.
Till one of your toes falls off. It's all fun and games until one of your toes falls off because you get hypothermia. I mean, does any of the stores around here even sell long johns? I remember when I lived in Enid, we had long johns because we did have to deal with this kind of weather. And then the moment we moved out to Texoma, I never had to deal with that again. So can you even buy long johns here? Not Long John Silvers, just Long Johns.
That's a
Did you say
great
long
question.
john silver?
I'm saying
I
not
am
long john
aware-
silver, like actual long john underwear.
Dang.
I'm aware of a snow gear store in McKinney that I am planning on going to today or tomorrow. It's really random. I don't know why they have it, but I'm sure they're going to get a lot of business.
Snow
soon.
skiing. I know exactly who you're talking about too. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, and it's going to
Yeah.
be business from me.
Dude.
I'm going to be the one that's buying the snow pants and maybe putting in a loan for a snow plow or a
You gotta go out there.
snowmobile.
You got to go out there in a Speedo. That's the only way to really cover how cold it truly is so that we can see. I'm
true.
sorry. That's your thing, Zach. My bad.
Hey.
I don't want to steal
Yeah.
Zach's thunder.
I'm
Yeah,
giving
don't wanna
away
steal
my
his-
content for the first of next week,
Yeah.
Dave. I already did a shirtless weather report. Did you see that?
Yes, unfortunately, I did.
Yeah. So, actually,
that was the highlight of my week.
In fact, HR, we've got it. Yeah, exactly. We have an HR meeting about that next week.
Stan, you don't need to drive to McKinney, okay? Here's what you do, all right? You head south on Parkway. You take a ride on Gallagher, okay? Then you get on Lloyd Lake Road, and you go right up there to the Tractor Supply. You're done.
Okay.
They have to.
Okay. I didn't even think about that. There you go. That's
They
a
got,
good
and
idea.
you can get yourself an extra horse trough because I know you got that mansion near Fink. You live
Near
over near
Fink, yeah.
Dan Thomas.
Yeah,
So-
Seabiscuit Jr. needs a new trough and a silo.
Sea biscuits.
It's like, what do you wear? What do you wear with something like that? You're doing a live thing. Like, since we don't get weather like this, do you actually go out and you buy like North Face stuff? And
I
see
think
that like a Weather Channel, and
I have had this thought play through my mind. I want to look like Han Solo when he was
Yes.
on Hoth. I
yes,
wanna look
with
like
the
that.
blue thing.
With
Yeah.
the hood
Yeah.
and then
Uh-huh.
the fuzz and like maybe even some big goggles. I would love to have that look. I probably won't look as good as he did in that movie or as cool, but
Yeah.
that's the vibe that I want to have for
What
next
about
year.
the hat and the scarf you had the other day when you were at the town center?
That's true. I did have this. I did a poll on my Instagram page where I had a beanie. I wore a beanie for the first 2 live shots, and I wore this fuzzy hat for the next 2 live shots. And I said, which one makes me look less like a dork? And for some reason, people thought the beanie looked better, and I thought the fuzzy hat looked better. But I don't know. I went against my better judgment, and I did the fuzzy hat again.
Is it like a Cousin Eddie?
It is.
Yeah,
just
Cousin
like
Eddie.
that.
Yeah, I've got one of those too.
Yep.
Digging on the Cousin Eddie hat. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it though. I mean, it kept me warm. Y'all, they might have been laughing, but that's just the way it works. I like it.
So like, is like all the meteorologists on call this weekend? Like, I mean, are you going to have like Tom Held, Tom Miller, Steve Lenore? They're all going to be together, like in the.
We'll see. Okay, Tom Miller's actually down there right now.
Oh yeah,
This is like weather nerd time. Like they're all. This is exciting times for people who love the weather. I mean, see how you're acting, Zach. You're a, want to be meteorologist. So
well, it's because he said Tom Miller's down there, and so I got excited.
Yeah,
oh no, I see him right there.
he doesn't have his jacket on.
Oh
Look at that. He's like naked. Tom Miller is naked in the weather center.
When the weatherman doesn't have his jacket.
Dude, this is like Gary England and Mike Morgan in Oklahoma City during severe weather.
Dude.
They got the sparkly ties. Tom
Yeah.
Miller has his jacket off.
This is serious. This is serious. Whenever they take their jacket off, it's
That's
a
what I'm
serious,
saying.
serious
That's
thing.
what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's like Zach in a Speedo. Things are getting real when they take the jacket off.
Hey, will you just start yelling at him and saying Zach says hi?
Can he hear you?
No, this is glass. He won't be able to
Yeah.
hear me.
Well,
He's
just
talking
bust
to
the glass.
somebody
It's
in
fine.
there.
Bust out the glass.
Just bust out the glass and yell for it.
Put it on our tab.
Tom. No,
Man,
but you're right. All the meteorologists are going to be on call this week. I think even Steve Lenore talked about potentially like coming in like Sunday, but we'll see. I know they're going to work their butts off. That's for sure.
Yeah, we've got to get like somebody from the Office of Emergency Management or something, Sarah Summers or somebody on here just to, like, what preparations do people actually need to take? Because we're not used to this kind of, and we're joking around about it, but it's like I don't want people's pipes at their homes to burst because we're not ready for this. And like you're supposed to leave your faucet on for a certain amount of time or something. And
yeah, I'd ask her those questions too. Like that's actually that's definitely something that we need to know.
Like, what should we actually be doing?
I sent a text to Tom Miller saying that I could see him, and it said this user has blocked this phone number. I don't know what that is.
If you'd stop sending those selfies to him.
Yeah, I know. Dude, look at this, man. It's snowing right now.
It is. I'm looking out the window right now.
Why is it?
A little bit of a flurryage.
So it can't even wait till whatever,
Yes,
Sunday night.
Flurryage.
There you go.
Flurryage.
There you go.
Sorry, I was really excited about that. Flurryage.
I wish people could post
Skylar,
pictures
by the way.
in their comments. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Well, make it happen, dude.
I don't think it allows it to flurryage.
Hashtag.
So do you have to work during the weekend, or do you have other people? Do you get to like rest for a couple of days and then come in for
So
those?
I get to rest for the weekend, and I am just going to truly rest the whole weekend. And,
Whatever.
Yeah, I know. But then I'll just, be prepared. Thankfully, I did go to the grocery store yesterday, and I think I beat the crowd that's inevitably going to be there. That's going to take everything off the shelves. It's going to be like the beginning of COVID all over again, where all the toilet paper's gone, plus the bread and the milk and all that stuff that you truly need, and no one knows what to buy because no one's seen something like this before. Have you guys ever seen anything this bad in the time that y'all have lived here?
Yeah, there were. So I have a story about this where we had, I guess it was probably 10 years ago or something like that, where we had several days worth of ice and snow, and it was really, really bad. And usually at the radio station, whenever weather gets this bad, is because we have to stay at the station. In fact, Zach could probably tilt his camera over and you'd see the night furniture couch that's over there, and the Mad Rock studio has one. But this was actually before we even moved to Sherman. This is when we were in the Katy Depot in Denison, and myself and the other people from the stations, we all had to sleep at the radio station for like 3 or 4 days. Now, there are no, at the Katy Depot, there's not like you can take a shower or anything. So here we are, a bunch of radio people in small, tight spaces of studios, not having showered in multiple days. It was like camping on the worst kind of level. And I hate that kind of stuff, but it's because we had to, before all this great technology where we can do our shows from home and all this stuff, we had to sleep in the studio, and that's where you stayed until the whole weather thing was done, because you had to make sure people knew the schools were closed, the businesses were closed, and all of that stuff. But now we can do it like I'm doing my show. I've done the last few days here from home. Yeah,
and he's not wearing any pants either.
Yeah. Now I remember the funny thing about that story is that there was one time that I didn't. I actually sort of did what we're doing now. The technology wasn't quite as great, but I was at least able to broadcast from my house. And do my show, and I got in trouble for it.
What?
I got in trouble for it because, the expectation was you need to be on site at the radio station. But I'm like, why get out and like possibly hurt myself, or at least be able to stay someplace? I didn't understand then why I was getting ridiculed. Like the people who stayed at the station were like getting awards and accolades and all this stuff. And then there's this Dave guy, and he did his show from home. I should have been the one getting accolades at that time, because I figured out a way to do it, stay safe in the home, and still manage to run the radio station. Not that I'm holding a grudge 10 years later after that. I'm just saying.
Never forget, Dave.
Yeah.
Hey,
be smart. Be smart about what you do.
Let Matt Griffin know and Rick Dean that if they need me to do some like remote stuff at my house and do some live shots, that I'm available.
Okay. I think their one request is that you wear clothes, but other than that, I think they'll say yes.
Well, then I'm out. I'm out.
Okay. Right,
you're not gonna let me be me. You're not gonna let me be me. Then I don't want to do it.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. If it were up to me, I'd let you be you. But
okay.
They write my checks, so.
Well, that's true. I understand that.
Do you have to like draw straws to determine who's doing what story, like this kind of stuff? Standing outside in the snow, making snow angels, whatever.
No, I mean it's been decided that it's me that's going to be doing it in the morning. It's just going to be me. It's just going to be me. But then maybe in the evening it will be somebody else, or even in the afternoon for that matter. But it was just okay, Christy, you're going to be here. Tom, you're going to be at the Weather Center. Stan, you're going to be out on Texoma Health Foundation Park with Craig. So, all right, ready break.
So it's already been decided.
Already been decided.
Do you at least get to throw like snowballs at your?
That's what my plan is. Yeah, I would love to do that. That would be awesome. I'll have to talk with him about that, because I know he loves he doesn't love to embarrass me. That's not the right word. He just loves for me to like have a little bit of fun with it. We like to joke around a lot. We've worked together here for a little bit, and like we just love, messing around with each other. And so that's definitely something that he would want me to do or suggest, just as long as we don't get hurt or like break anything.
I hope that just in the middle of one of your live shots, he just randomly throws just right in your face.
I might even tell
See
him
if you
that
can recover.
we need the content. This is a content-driven world, and I think that that's a great idea, and that would, give us the best ratings we've ever seen.
Dude, content-driven, no joke. Hey, by the way, y'all want to know the National Weather Service actually just released a special weather statement. Because I guess we're getting some lake effect snow right now because of like area lakes. Mm-hmm. So because I don't know how this works. This is a Tom Miller question.
Yeah, I was about to say, can you like put your phone down, just put it down and then run down there to Tom Miller and say, hey Tom, run up here real fast, and then we've got time. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah. He's meeting with our IT guy right now. Hang on.
IT can wait. No. IT can wait. This is important.
My God.
Now he's on the phone. Now he's on the phone. Tom Miller's on the phone.
Of course he is. Of course he is. He's watching this right now.
But see, Tom Miller loves us. He will stop doing whatever it is he's doing to help us out.
Yeah. All right. So this is what it says. At 10:30, there have been multiple reports of localized light to moderate snow downstream of area lakes. These areas of snow are usually narrow bands confined to areas near and south of area lakes. Visibility may be reduced to less than 1 mile in snow or 1 mile in snow for brief periods of time. These rapidly changing conditions could surprise drivers. Slow down and drive with extreme caution. So there you go.
But downstream from lakes, Durant is to the east of a lake, not downstream. Or are you talking about the? See, this is why we need Tom Miller. I need specifics. I need scientific language.
I'm an amateur meteorologist. I read books and I watched Tom Miller growing up. Okay, that's all I know. But I am not Tom Miller. We all know.
No,
I am not.
You're not.
Tom Miller. By the way, I want to say this is his 33-year anniversary at KXI today.
So
close. It's something like
so
that.
Zach, I was going to text you back because I texted Christy and Dez, our morning producer, like, "Hey, is this true?" And then Christy said no.
Oh,
it was actually like a few days ago.
Okay.
Because she mentioned it in the noon show a couple days ago, and I didn't know that. So okay, yeah. But
Tom Miller has been at Channel 12 as long as I've been alive.
He's been there a long time.
He started, and then I was born in June, and I've been stalking him ever since. Oh man. All right. Well, we know Tom Miller's busy tracking a major winter storm coming to Oklahoma and Texas.
I know.
Good gosh. All right. Well, Stan, we know you're probably busy too. You probably need to go get some food or something.
Anything to tease on the noon? Oh, nice. Other than winter storm stuff?
Trying to think of all the lists. A list of things that you need to be prepared for.
Don't worry. We'll wait.
Our local Ohio, Emily Tabar, who's from Ohio, she said, leave your headlights on at all times, even if it's like broad daylight. I mean, there's not going to be broad daylight, but always leave your headlights on, because you never know who may or may not see you. Let's see.
Wear a shirt.
Tammy Sims here says, leave the cabinet doors open under the sinks, dress in layers, stay off the roads. But, here's the thing about that. So law enforcement, all of Zach's buddies, law enforcement, they come out every single time we have something like this. And what do they say? They say, stay off the roads. The Oklahoma Department of Transportation and the Texas Department of Transportation, what do? They come out and say, stay off the roads. Then we've got the meteorologists who get on the air and news anchors like yourself, Stan. They get on the air and say, stay off the roads. And what do people do? They don't stay off the roads. So, I mean, we could sit here and go through this over and over again. Again, it's like
maybe
they're never gonna listen to us.
Hey guys, listen. Go right on the middle of Texoma Parkway and just hang out there. Everybody's gonna be like, I'm not listening to him. You kidding me? That's terrible advice. I want to stay home. That's what's going to happen. So maybe we'll just do a case study.
Because it's people's thoughts of, well, nothing's going to happen to me, or I'll be the one person who's okay. It'll be my vehicle because my vehicle is special, or my driving ability is special. Well, down here, not so much.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just saying. There's me on my my soapbox.
By the way,
Yeah.
no, the news show is mine. That's mine.
That's Zach's. That's Zach's own podcast on what is it? What's that site? The OnlyFans.
Oh my gosh, that's hysterical. That is hysterical. Yeah. All right, what do you got to go do now, Stan? I know you can't hang
Actual
out with
work.
forever.
I got to assist Christy with the noon, so that's probably what I'm going to
Now,
skedaddle to.
Do you produce that, or do you co-anchor it, or how's
No,
this
so
work?
Christy does the noon, and Larissa, who's one of our producers, she does most of that producing, and I'm just like, hey, I can help. And then they'll say like, all right, Stan, take a picture real quick and put it through our editing system, and then put it in. And I'm like, I helped. Like that's kind of like my thing. So I contribute a little bit, but that's what a team does.
So who does the graphics?
Players. The graphics department does. I know that's
Got to give them some shout outs. Graphic people never get enough credit. I'm just saying. They make everything look good.
We have great graphics people here for sure. And that graphics people, they do that. But yeah, I help a little bit. I'm like the think of just like any guy that rides the bench on the Lakers. And Christy's LeBron. Everybody else kind of has their own
Christy's
roles.
LeBron.
I'm the one who's on the end of the bench that gets like 1 minute per game, but I still get a ring at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, you're the guy who bounces back between the NBA and the G League.
Yeah. That is
See,
me.
but I would actually give you more credit, Stan. I would call you the Isaiah Kanafalefa of the Rangers. Like you could play multiple positions.
That's high praise.
You're going to be the shortstop this year. That's what we're planning on. Okay. But you can play third base. You can play second. You can play first. Mm-hmm. You can even catch a little bit too.
We're about to have a Snowmageddon. Why aren't you using hockey references? I at least like that sport.
I don't know. Hey, by the way, we got another special guest.
Oh, awesome. Bring him up.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the chief of police for the city of Denison. It's Mike Gudgel, ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on?
Hello.
How's everybody?
Good. How are you?
We have to be professional now?
We do.
We've got law enforcement.
I know me.
Right.
I would hate for you guys to get out of your comfort zone.
And see, he's got a gun, so he can tell us. He can say stuff like that to us.
Just one bullet. So.
Yeah. Okay, so Chief Gudgel, we asked Stan what they're doing over at Channel 12 to get prepared for the incoming Snowmageddon. I imagine you're probably having those meetings and stuff with your officers too.
Yeah, we've been talking about this morning. Actually, it's been a week-long deal since Tuesday was such a wonderful event, and Monday and Tuesday. But we're looking at how we can best serve the citizens here in Denison, and part of that's going to be dealing with whatever occurs Monday. But we didn't know this was going to happen today, and so Stan, I'd appreciate if you people over there at Channel 12 would get y'all's weather kind of straightened out so we know.
But it's true. It's think about it this way. Now, we've talked about this, and we've joked with Tom Miller about it. We've joked with every meteorologist we've ever worked with. But being a meteorologist is about the only job you can have where you can be wrong every single day and you still keep your job. I mean, think about it. Chief, could you be wrong on your job every single day and keep your job?
Absolutely not.
Never. Even us. I mean, we could play screwed up songs and we still end up getting fired. But meteorologist, hey, it's going to be 82 degrees. Oh, what? It was -7 and 3 inches of snow. Oh well, I'm still working. I still get paid. Yay, meteorology.
Yeah. Stan, I tell you what, man. Why don't you run over there and show us some of what's coming up this Monday? I really would like to know. I really.
Yeah, I'll show you. Chief behind the scenes. Tom has already left, but he's concocting like all the weather. Like he's the one that's going to decide. All right, it's going to snow 10 inches in Durant. We're going to get a little bit down in Denison. He's taking a break from deciding what the weather's going to be. But
I'm hoping to stop at the Red River, to be honest with you, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Stan,
too much.
Stan's going to be like, oh, the connections are getting bad. I got to go, guys.
Oops.
No, Zach, we're probably going to be putting some chains on some cars, just depending on what the situation is as we move forward. Like I said, it's hard to tell right now. We weren't expecting that with what's going on today, this morning, but we're making plans, trying to keep everybody safe and secure here. And we've got folks that have to travel in, outside the city that work here, and So we're just trying to make sure that we're ready for whatever's about to happen, I suppose.
In all seriousness, Stan, if you need to go, I know you got a noon show to prepare for.
I do have to go.
If
Chief,
you
it was
need
good
to-
to see you again. Sorry, we couldn't stay on for longer, but thank you for having me on. Big Dave and Zach, y'all stay safe out there.
You too, Stan.
Adios.
Bye, Stan. Love you.
Bye.
See you, Stan.
See ya.
Yeah, so we were just talking about this, Chief. We were talking about the fact that it never fails whenever we have a situation like this that people just don't listen to you. Because you say, let the professionals, let the people that have to be out on the roads be out on the roads, and everybody else stay home or whatever, and everybody thinks that they're the exception, that it'll be okay for them. And I never have understood that at all.
No, I mean, it's important that folks try to heed our warnings a little bit. What was it, Monday, or I guess Monday, when we had all the traffic accidents on 75,
Yeah.
That wasn't expected again, but folks truly need to understand, if you have to be out, to slow down, pay attention. I mean, you saw what happened in Fort Worth, the tragic event yesterday.
Yeah.
We don't want anything like that taking place here in Grayson County, but it's just heed the warnings, pay attention. If you don't need to be out, don't be out. I mean, if I understand there's emergency situations where folks feel like they need to get somewhere, but in all seriousness, the safety of you and your family are paramount in times like this, and these road conditions obviously are going to get worse. So just need to be very careful.
Because it's not just go ahead, Zach.
No, I was just going to say, I think I'm going to go see our friends in Denison here in a second, get myself a 4x4, so that way I'm ready to go for next week.
Yeah, you got the hookup, man. So you.
So does the Denison Police Department happen to have a snowmobile? We were talking about that. Does anybody around here have a snowmobile at all?
No, and that may be a budget item next year. I don't know.
I'm sure the city council will be happy to go ahead and splurge on one of those for the.
They would be glad to have one of those. We would be. I'm pretty certain the only one in Grayson County that had one.
Get to use it once every decade.
Mayor God has one. She has it in her garage.
Shed.
Yeah. Yeah, but she'll be bringing it out this weekend. Cruising.
All right. Well, Chief Gudgel, thank you for coming on with us. I know that you're busy doing police stuff, but we just wanted to see what y'all were up to regarding all this snowpocalypse 2021. Do you have a name that we need to call it? Because you know how all these snowstorms have names. You have an idea on that?
You put me on the spot, Zach. I'm just calling it. I'm hoping that I can stay at home too.
Okay.
Can somebody send me home for the day? That would be great.
It was so funny because, and I think I told you, Dave, but like the other day when there was all the accidents and stuff on the roads, and when I called him, it was funny because he actually said, "Hey Zach, why don't you come put a vest on and get out here and help us?"
I love that.
Of course, thank you.
Because you were telling, he's like, hey, do you want the chief on the air with you? I'm like, he's busy. Why are you? It's like, if he had a specific accident or something he needed to tell us about, that's one thing. But you're calling him, and so leave the poor guy alone. Let him do his job.
I know. I only kept him for a couple minutes.
Bug me anytime, fellas.
Right.
All right.
We appreciate
You got to
that.
be safe, man, and be careful this weekend, obviously.
All right. You too.
All right. See you, Chief. Later. There you go. Action-packed show. And my wife is calling me. So
See, it's one of those things that whenever you make the decision to go out when you shouldn't be out, and then an accident or whatever, it not only impacts you and the other person who may be in an accident with you, or whatever happens, it also impacts the local law enforcement, because now wherever they are, they have to get to where you are. Then other first responders have to do. So every decision you make impacts a load of other people. So you have to keep that stuff in. And I know I'm harping on this, Zach, but it's like every time, we don't have these kinds of situations very often in our area. But when it does happen, I just wish that people would.
Now, here's the
take
thing.
it more seriously.
Yeah, and Dave, you and I, of course, we're kind of being facetious here and goofing off, but in all seriousness, though, it like you said, I mean, the last thing we want is to overwork these first responders and have them out there on the roads and stuff too. So it would be great if people would be able to heed the warnings. And honestly, the winter storm watch, we're probably going to get those elevated if they're saying what it's going to do. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe tonight you start seeing winter storm warnings and things like that, or that are going to be happening. But like I said, I'm no meteorologist, so or that may start happening tomorrow morning. Who knows? But yeah, this whole I've never heard of lake effect snow in Texas, but that's what the National Weather Service released that statement just a little bit ago. So that's kind of crazy for sure.
See, now I know that a lot of people out there, I mean, that listen to Katy Country, that listen to Mad Rock, that are watching this on all of the different profiles and things we have this streaming on right now. I know they're probably screaming at me right now, "Stop preaching at me, Big Dave. If I could stay home, I would."
Yeah.
And I totally understand that, but because there are a lot of people who have bosses that aren't quite as forgiving, I guess. Because like me as a boss, when the weather is seriously bad, we make plans ahead of time so that we still have coverage. And if at any point in time you called me up and we had bad weather and you said, "I can't make it in," or whatever, I'd be like, "That's fine. Your safety is more important to me than you getting in here. We can get it covered." And I know there are a lot of people out there that don't have bosses like that are understanding, and they say, "I don't care if it's a blizzard outside. You got to make it into work." I feel bad for the people with those bosses, and I almost want people to send me the numbers of their bosses who act like that, so I'll give them a peace of mind. You don't have to, but I'll definitely do it.
Well, I actually had one of those bosses before, and I tried to drive in winter weather and spun my vehicle out several years ago, and I ended up invoicing a previous employer $500 for my deductible.
Yeah, I'm just
that didn't go over well
because I had the similar experience having a boss that required you to be there no matter what, and I'm like, it's not worth your life. It's not worth the damage, because if something does happen, I'm going to get stuck with the bill, fixing the car or whatever else happens, the medical bills. It's like, that's fine. You send me an email that says that if something happens to me, you're going to cover my medical bills and all expenses if anything does happen to me, and then I'll come into work. Now, again, not everybody can, I understand, not everybody can say something like that. But again, you can anonymously send me your boss's information, and I'll happily call them and tell them things you never could get
on the radio, by the way. Well, Dave, I tell you what, this has been a lot of fun, but I'm hungry.
Yeah, I gotta scrounge up some sort of Valentine's Day gift for my wife.
Well, good luck. Take her, get her something for lunch. Yeah. Do something tonight. You'll be good to go.
I will say this, though. Cindy was talking about the homeless people here. I did see on the KXI website where there's a local church that's opening their doors to local homeless, especially with the cold that's happening there. So if you know somebody that needs some place to stay, I mean, have them reach out now. I mean, we've got a couple of days to prepare for this before it happens. Please reach out to the Salvation Army, reach out to the shelters, reach out to the local churches, and see if you know anybody that could take these people.
Yeah, and I've had several different people say they saw some cool things happening where some Sherman police officers were picking up some homeless folks and dropping them off at some hotels locally. So, and I imagine there's a lot of different law enforcement departments that are doing that too. So that was really, really cool of them.
Yeah, and if things get too bad, even though I know we've been joking that we're off on Monday, if need be and we need to do coverage, I'll get up on, I don't care if I'm off, I'm working from home anyway, I'll get up and start posting some of that stuff and do things on the air if necessary.
Yeah, I got 2 young kids. I'll be up early. So.
Yeah, right, exactly. So we've got you covered, even though we're technically off on Monday. If we need to be on the air and share information with people, we will do it, either by social media or on the air, however way we want to do it.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, we'll do it.
Awesome. All right, well, I guess we're going to end now.
I'm just going to schedule all my posts and then sleep until noon.
That'll work. All right.
So,
see you guys. Thanks for watching this long diatribe. Be safe, seriously. Be safe out there. Yeah.
But more importantly, love you hard.
Have a good Valentine's, President's Day, and stay safe.